Good evening, ladies and gents. Welcome to the live stream. Make sure everything's up and running. Seems to be doing okay. For those of you logging in, let me know how the audio is. While you guys are jumping in, I'm just going to start setting up the aircraft. That's ESA to EKCH. Let's go EDP. Departure time, let's go 18:19. Let's go 19:30. Time en route is 2 hours, I think it was. No, 1 hour and 20. We're up at 12,000 feet today, and we're going to be probably about 250. And the flight plan is going to be PETEV, November 872 to Ernov. And that's it. Ah. Duh. PC-12. File flight plan. Okay, that's loaded up. So let's go and actually have a look around. There's an aircraft on final approach, it looks like. Yeah. Okay. The PC-12. Let's just go shut the door before we do anything else, hey? Okay. Right. First things first, it is about there. Battery, battery. Let's come down here and turn on the cockpit lights. Okay. So with everything on, yeah, we got ourselves, let's close that up now. Excuse me. Okay. Let's get the ground power on. And let's get the beacon. Actually, let's not turn on the beacon yet. Let's grab the checklists. So I'm rolling with the official Pilatus PC-12 checklist from the developer. So we're going to go straight up to the pre-flight. We're going to run through most of them, not everything, because I know that there's a lot to dig in here, and it's a new aircraft, and I know that I'm able to start this baby up pretty simply already. So without much further ado, let's get stuck in. Okay, landing gear handle is down. Circuit breakers are all in. Let's just double check my stream. Everything seems to be okay. Okay. External power switch is off. Battery switches are off. Standby bus switches on, if applicable. External lights, electrical systems as required. Yeah, so at the moment I'm happy with just the batteries, the standby bus, and the external power on. Bat switch on. Yeah, that's what I did. Battery volts, 24 or more. Oh no, 24 or less. No, 24 or more. Yep, you've got 25.3 on either side. Volts direct current. Are those all the aircraft over there? No. There's a Scandinavian over there. Bus switches, overboard, north, and ETSL bus switch. Yeah. Auto, okay. Fire switch test. Okay. I'm gonna run past the fire switch. Boost pumps on, then auto. There we go. On and back to auto. Passenger oxygen, auto. Battery switch off. EFIS switches, EPS test. Let's arm that. Okay. Cabin pressure. We're going up to 12,000, so yeah, we don't. Yeah, there we go. Set. I might actually turn. I've got a heater up here. That's quite hot. Oxygen supply handle on. Do we have oxygen? Yeah. No, that's fire extinguisher. There's the oxygen. Oxygen masks, test, lavatory. Okay. Hello. Hello, ROG46. Good to see you. I'm just running through. This is the my third time flying this aircraft. So I thought I'd take it for a VATSIM night flight and see what icing is all about. Okay, before start checklist. Control wheel lock removed. We have done that. Parking brake is set. Wheel chocks have been removed. Fuel caps are secure. Cruise seats and seatbelts are adjusted and secure. Overhead electrical switches are off. Well, I've already gone past the before start checklist then, because I need light and I need electricity. So I've got the batteries on and I've got the standby bus on. De-icing switches. We will definitely need those today. So we are going to go for, let's heat the cabin. Seatbelts, no smoking. That's cooling, heavy, light. Pitot heats. Probes are on. Windshield de-ice. We'll have that on. Windshield de-ice. Heavy. Let's go on light for the moment. Windshield. Oh, left. Left. Okay. I don't know what that is. Inert SEP. We'll have that on. Anyone on light. Airframe de-ice and propeller de-ice. We won't use those yet. De-ice boots interval 1 minute or 3 minutes. Okay. There's no falling snow at the moment. There was falling snow about 3-5 minutes ago, so we should be okay. So, seatbelts have been set on. Circuit breakers, we check they're in. EPS switch test and armed. ECS switch off. So the EPS switch is armed. ECS. Now the ECS can't 100% remember where the ECS. Ah, there it is. Auto. Boom. We could now do the pusher test. We'll do the pusher test once we get the engine started. Nav lights are on, so let's go beacon on now, and let's go nav lights on, and the recognition on. Okay. External power as required. Let's turn off external power now. Fuel quantity and totalizer, yes. So, based on our weight and balance, inert speed is to protect the intake from debris. Debris on the ground is in front of air entrance debris. Okay, thanks for that. Good to know. I'm just going to grab my weights and balances. Kilograms will go. My flight plan today gives me 848 kilograms. So let's set that. We'll have it as is, 855. And the zero fuel weight's 3.3 tons. Or actually, let's just go max payload weight is estimated takeoff weight of 4.1 tons. So there we go. That's the weights and balances done. Next, landing gear position lights 3 green, checked. Okay, engine start. Beacon light is on, prop area is clear, starter switch engaged. So we have starter cutoff. Let's go starter engaged. We're looking for 13%. Set 13%, up to ground idle. There we go. Engine instruments, check. ITT coming up. All looking good. Outside air temperature is -2. Let's reset the fuel quantity. I should have done that before I turned on the engine, but here we are. There we are, set. Right, avionics. There we go. Let's go gens on now. And standby bus off. That all looks good. Okay. Let's set my flight plan. Ah yes, actually let's do the pusher test first, since it is asking for that. Okay, pusher test, going in. Let's go flaps 15. Oh, maybe. There we go. Okay. Pusher test is complete. Now let's just add in the flight plan. Okay, let's go for the departure. Departure is going to be 08, and it's going to be Peta 1 Lima. Set, runway 08, load departure. And then the procedure. We will leave the... We're expecting Erno 2 Alpha, but let's not put that in until they give it to us. Okay. So that is... That is that set. Just going to turn that down so I can hear myself think. And let's contact. Right, let's have a look. So we have. We need to go grab the ATIS for here, which is Stockholm Information Bravo. Information Bravo, time 1850 Zulu, runway 8 in use, which we knew. Arrival runway 19 right, Met report wind is 070 at 7 knots. Visibility 10 kilometers, broken, QNH 1023. 23, set. Okay, Information Bravo is current. And then the people we need to chat to is Stockholm approach on 126.655, and the next people we would then need to talk to after that would be Sweden control on 131.130. So let's go set that in the comm and let's see what we can get. Okay. Okay, so standby. Let's go 126.655. Set and pop that in. Now, what has that given me? Okay, right, so the 750 has COM 1 and the 650 has COM 2. That's what I'm seeing there. And then
Stockholm approach Sierra Echo Mike Lima Alpha, request further climb. Sierra Echo Mike Lima Alpha, contact Sweden control on 131.130. Bye bye. Sweden control 131.130. Sierra Echo Mike Lima Alpha. Tack så mycket.
Jumper 092 Romeo for request startup.
Jumper 092 startup approved.
Startup approved 90 version 09.
let's unload the previous import flight from SimBrief. This one here. Just give it a second while that loads up. It's loaded. No. So ESA, let's...
Scandinavian 1430, speed 240 knots.
Speed 240 knots, Scandinavian 1430.
Pola 253 Golf, descend 5,000 feet, QNH 1023.
5,000 feet, QNH 1023, Amapola 253 Golf.
Stockholm, good evening. Oscar Hotel Papa Bravo Lima with you on the ground, requesting IFR clearance as filed. Information Bravo, aircraft type as Pilatus PC-12.
Oscar Oscar, Hotel Papa, Bravo, Lima standby for clearance, call you back.
Yeah, okay.
Air 816, perfect.
Let's go have a look at my flight plan.
If it's the first parking position, thank you for service, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. And other aircraft calling, say again.
Air 816, request taxi.
I should
Air 816, taxi to only point runway 03.
should have got my clearance and my ready.
08.
I should have started way after all of this. I'm just bleeding fuel on the ramp, waiting for him to talk to me.
No trans 2615, climb 1, flight level 180.
Yeah, I should have gotten my clearance while on external power, but I'll know for next time.
Stockholm approach, scanning 1669, correction, disregard.
Scandinavian 401, fly heading 090.
090 401.
My mistake, fly heading 100.
100 401.
Jumper 092, request taxi.
Jumper 092, taxi to Golden Point, runway right.
Golden Point 08, jumper 092.
Stockholm approach, scanning 169, requesting clearance to Lavester, information Bravo QNH 1023.
Scandinavian 169, I have not received a flight plan from you.
Come on, it's not that busy. It's actually not that busy right now. It's not like there's a VATSIM event or anything going on.
Stockholm approach, scanning 169, did you get my flight plan now?
A firm callback, Scandinavian 401, descend 2,500 feet.
Descend 2,500 feet, Scandinavian 401.
Air 816, approach, hold your point 3.
So Scandinavian 1430, fly heading 360.
360, Scandinavian 1430.
Amapola 253 Golf, fly heading 230, descend 2,500 feet.
2003, heading 230 and 2,500 feet. Amapola 253 Golf.
Stockholm approach, god kväll, Scandinavian 1 Alpha Lima, flight level 203 for flight level 110.
Scandinavian 401, turn right, heading 150, clear Dallas approach, runway 19 right.
Right 150, clear Dallas approach, runway 19 right, Scandinavian 401.
No trans 2615, contact Sweden on 131.130, bye-bye.
131.130, North Trans 2615, thank you, bye-bye.
Scandinavian 1430, speed 210 knots, descend 5,000 feet, QNH 1023.
Speed 210 knots, descent 5,000 feet, QNH 1023, Scandinavian 1430.
Scandinavian 1430, my mistake, full descent flight level 60.
Flight level 60, Scandinavian 1430.
There's not much going on,
Finnair 816,
but he is a relatively overloaded guy. He's the only controller on
clear for takeoff.
right now.
08 for the takeoff, Air 816.
Scanner 401, continue 230 to establish.
Continue 230 to establish, Scanner 401.
Ursäkta.
Stockholm approach, hello. Red nose 1314, descending flight level 110.
Amapola 253 Golf, flight heading 270.
270 heading, Amapola 253 Golf.
Red nose 1314, Stockholm approach, continue radar contact, and flight level 70.
Say again for Red nose 1214, please.
Radar contact, flight level 70.
I mean, I understand he has to give higher priority to those in the air as opposed to those on the ground, so it's fair.
Scandinavian 401, looks like you missed the localizer, vectoring for new approach. Or actually, will you be able to establish?
Yes, I think, yes, I will be able to establish Scandinavian 401.
Copy, thank you.
Oh, come on.
Scandinavian 1430, descend 5,000 feet.
5,000 feet, Scandinavian 1430.
Finnair 816, standby. Amapola 253 Golf, turn left heading 220, clear Dallas approach, number 199.
Left heading 230, clear ILS approach, runway 19 right, Amapola 253 Golf.
Scandinavian 401, wind 070 degrees 7 knots, runway 19 right, clear to land.
19 right, clear to land, Scandinavian 401, tack så mycket.
Jumper 092, ready for reaching.
Jumper 092, winds 070 degrees, 7 knots, runway 08, clear for takeoff.
Can we take off to right and just to confirm left turn up?
I firm left turn up.
Right. 816, passing 3000.
Finnair 816, red contact, climb flight level 180.
He'll never have the time to give me my clearance. Sat here bleeding away fuel.
Scandinavian 1430, turn left heading 270.
Left heading 270, Scandinavian 1430.
Scandinavian 1430, speed 180 knots.
180 knots, Scandinavian 1430.
Scandinavian 1 Alpha Lima, have you called on frequency?
I have. Scandinavian Lima.
Scandinavian 1 Alpha Lima, radar contact, descend flight level 70.
Descend flight level 70, Scandinavian Alpha Lima.
Scandinavian 401, taxi to Foxtrot 39er.
Foxtrot 39er, Scandinavian 401, tack. Alpha 14, good evening, Stockholm approach radar check.
Reach 5.
That's someone calling on frequency, probably going to ask for clearance, and I'm ahead of him in the queue, so hopefully that...
Scandinavian 1430, then 2,500 feet.
Hopefully that'll jolt his memory.
2,500 feet, Scandinavian 1430.
Amapola 253 Golf, establish localizer 19
Oh, for
right.
goodness sake, this guy's never going to have the
Amapola
time.
253 Golf,
He's just
wind
so
07,
crowded with
0
people.
7 knots, runway 19 right, clear to land.
19 right, clear to land, Amapola 253 Golf.
Scandinavian 1430, turn left 220, clear Dallas approach, runway 19 right.
Turn left heading 220 and clear Dallas 19 right, Scandinavian 1430.
Jumper 092, 2200.
Jumper 092, radar contact, climb flight level 180.
180.
Why did I turn the engine on?
Jumper 092.
And jumper 09 to actually stand by.
Yeah, he probably said stand by because...
Finnair 816, contact Sweden, control 131.130, bye-bye.
Sweden 131.130, Finnair 816, bye-bye.
Stockholm approach, Scandinavian 169, requesting clearance to Lambda.
Sorry, Scandinavian 169, stand by.
Yeah, you've got people requesting clearances. Pat.
Scandinavian 169 cleared Göteborg, Rockney 3, Romeo departure.
How's he giving him a clearance before he's giving me a clearance?
Squawk 5335, QNH 1023.
Just, I'm sat here waiting. Come on.
Clear to Lambda via the Rockner 3 Romeo departure, runway 08 and initial climb 5,000 feet, squawk 5335 and QNH 1023, Scandinavian 169.
Scandinavian 169, yes, confirm Rockney 3 Romeo departure.
Affirm Rockney 3 Romeo departure.
Scandinavian 169, read back correct, report ready.
Stockholm Oscar Hotel Papa Bravo Lima also requesting IFR clearance as filed information Bravo.
Oscar Bravo Lima, sorry, cleared to Copenhagen after departure, fly heading 160, climb 3,000 feet, squawk 0216, QNH 1023.
After departure, turn left heading, correction, turn right heading 160 degrees, climb to 3,000 feet initially, squawk 0216, QNH 1023, Oscar Bravo Lima.
Oscar Bravo Lima, read back correct, report ready.
Wilco. Okay, right.
Amapola 253 Golf, taxi to stand 53.
Stand 53, Amapola 253 Golf.
Scandinavian 1430, established LS 19 right.
Scandinavian 1430, wind 070 degrees 7 knots, runway 19 right, clear to land.
Clear to land 19 right, Scandinavian 1430.
Kan du få frågan? Jag vill bara besvara den där på final, men tack för något, vi har en trevlig kväll, hej då.
Jag sa in lite sent också, tack detsamma, ha det bra.
160 set. QNH 1023 is set. Squawk 02. 02.
Scandinavian 169 over proceeding percent target.
Scandinavian 169, they're set squawk 5335.
Okay, I'm ready to go.
Scandinavian 169ers, thank you. Scandinavian 169er, push back and start up approved.
Push back and start up is approved, Scandinavian 169.
Jumper 092, contact Sweden Control 131.130, bye bye.
131.130, jumper 092, hey.
And Oscar Bravo Lima requesting push and start.
Oscar Bravo Lima, push and start approved.
Push and start approved, Oscar Bravo Lima. Okay. Right, we thought it would never happen, but let's see if we can get ourselves a custom pushback here.
Scandinavian 1 Alpha Lima, fly heading 340.
Heading 340, Scandinavian Alpha Lima.
Okay, there we go. have a look at my checklists. After start, engine instruments checked, generators are on, external power is off, avionics are on, standby bus is off, cooling and heating as required, EPS light is out,
Alpha Lima, requesting further descent, please.
ECS switch is auto.
Scandinavian 1 Alpha Lima, descent 5,000 feet, QNH 1023.
Yep. Flaps 15 degrees.
QNH
Before taxi,
1023,
inverter switched. It is on Gen 1. I believe that's what that is referring to. Let's just whack in the parking brake there and let's get some taxi lights on. Taxi. And recognition lights. So finishing the after start, sorry, the before taxi, and there's the snow. PNF pusher test, we did that. Avionics have been set. Autopilot trim test has been complete. No, actually, we didn't do the trim test. The trim test.
Scandinavian 1430, taxi to Foxtrot 32.
Foxtrot 32, Scandinavian 1.
I don't know where there's no digital readout of the trim. There's just a very arbitrary gauge there with no actual definitive.
Scandinavian 169, taxi to holding point runway 08.
Taxi to holding point runway 08.
Cabin pressure controller has been set, and the taxi checklist. So we're essentially just calling for taxi now. Oscar Bravo Lima requesting taxi.
Oscar Bravo Lima, taxi to holding point runway 08.
Holding point runway 08, Oscar Bravo Lima. Okay, so he's just given me free rein to taxi whatever way I want to. So let's get the parking brake off and let's get out of here.
Scandinavian 1 Alpha Lima, descend 2,500 feet, turn left heading 270.
Left heading 270 and 2,500 feet, Scandinavian Alpha Lima.
Is it working the rudder trim? What is? Oh, ECS.
Alpha 1 for ready for taxi.
Or EPS, potentially.
Scandinavian 1 Alpha Lima, turn left heading 220, cleared ILS approach, runway 19 right.
Left 220 and cleared ILS, runway 19 right, Scandinavian Alpha Lima.
Alpha Lima 1 for ready for taxi.
Alpha Lima 1 4, have you received the clearance?
Lol.
Oh, sorry, you're VFR. Alpha Lima 1 4, standby. Alpha Lima 1 4, runway 08 in use, winds 07 degrees 7 knots, QNH 1023, taxi to holding point runway 08 via Whiskey.
Taxi to runway 08 via Whiskey, Alpha Lima 1 4. Holding point runway 08. QNH 1013.
Negative, QNH 1023.
QNH 1023.
Scandinavian 169, winds 070 degrees 7 knots, runway 08, right turn departure, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 08, scanning 169.
And 1 Alpha Lima established, 19 right.
Scandinavian 1 Alpha Lima, wind 070 degrees 7 knots, runway 19 right, clear to land.
Clear to land, Scandinavian Alpha Lima.
pre-select 1,500 feet a minute ascent rate for the autopilot. And in a moment we will
Alpha 1-4, you want me to go taxi via X-ray also?
Negative via Zulu.
Zulu,
Hello, Scandinavian 723, Xenon 5 Papa, descending to flight level 120.
Scandinavian 723, Stockholm approach, good evening, ready contact, descend flight level 70.
Flight level 70, Scandinavian 723.
he never gave us a SID, remember? So we pre-filed a SID, a favorable SID, but he never gave us one in the departure, so he's just going to vector us whichever way he wants. But we by no means should be supposing that the SID that we chose is the one that he is going to give us. So he's given us a right-hand turnout after departure, which is completely different than the SID. So okay, so as we're coming up to our area here,
Stockholm approach.
final items, flaps 15, lights as required, ice protection is as required, condition lever, flight idle, and cause
Scandinavian
appropriate.
456, standby, call you back, brake brakes, Scandinavian 169, radar contact, line flight level 140.
Time flight level 140, Scandinavian 169.
Stockholm approach, Nordic 3194, god kväll, Nilgün to Papa arrival. Nordic 3194, Stockholm approach, good evening, ready contact, descend flight level 70. Descend flight level 70, Nordic 3194. Scandinavian 723, fly heading 300, approximately 4-5 track miles until touchdown.
Flighting 300, Scandinavian 723.
Stockholm approach, good kväll, Aquila 26 with you, flight level 140 for 110.
Aquila 26, Stockholm approach, good evening, radar contact, descend flight level 70.
Descend flight level 70 and request if possible level approach at Arlanda.
Aquila 26, call you back on that. 6.
Stockholm approach, good evening, Skyler 2016, passing flight level 150, descending to flight level 100, inbound Amar VOR.
Skyler Nordic 2016, Stockholm approach, good evening, radar contact. Nordic 3194, speed 240 knots. Speed 240 knots, Nordic 3194.
And Oscar Bravo Lima is ready for departure, holding 08.
Oscar Bravo Lima winds 060 degrees 4 knots, runway 08, clear for takeoff.
Clear takeoff, runway 08, Oscar Bravo Lima. Okay, so let's get landing lights on. Strobe light on.
Alpha Lima, requesting stand please.
Scandinavian Alpha Lima, taxi Foxtrot 35.
Foxtrot 35, Scandinavian Alpha Lima.
He was up my backside. Okay, so he's given me a cleared takeoff.
Scandinavian 169, contact Sweden 131.130, bye-bye.
So let's just hold on the brakes.
Was that for scanning 169?
Affirm, Sweden Control 131.130.
Smoothly.
131.130, scanning 169. Tack så mycket, ha det bra.
Aquila 26 confirmed requested low approach at Arlanda.
Affirm, 26.
Aquila 26, Roger, expect vectors for ILS approach, runway 19 up.
Expect the vectors LS19 right, Kilo 26.
Alpha Lima 1, 4 ready for departure.
Alpha Lima 1, 4, clear to leave Arlanda control zone via båda 1,500 feet or below, set squawk 5713.
Clear to leave control airspace via båda 1,500 feet or below, squawk code 5723.
Oscar Bravo Lima, fly direct Peter.
Fly direct Petev, Oscar Bravo Lima.
And Oscar Bravo Lima, fly, correction, climb heading, climb flight level 120.
So that's direct Petev and climb flight level 120, Oscar Bravo Lima.
AFM. Scandinavian 723, turn left heading 260, descent 5,000 feet, QNH 1023.
Left 260 and 5,000 feet, Scandinavian 723.
Okay, activate nav.
Stockholm approach,
GPS.
Nordic 2614, flight level 120.
Nordic 2614, Stockholm approach, good evening, set squawk 0466.
Squawk 0466, Nordic 2614.
Nordic 2614, new squawk 5345.
Okay, so we're on heading hold.
Squawk
and
5345, Nordic 2614.
we need to arm the nav,
Nordic 319,
which should now be
fly heading
GPS.
350. Flying 350, Nordic 3194.
Why is it going back to VLOC?
Nordic 3194, descent 5,000 feet. 5,000 feet, Nordic 3194. Scala Nordic 2016, descent 5,000 feet, QNH 1023, and speed 2101.
Descending 5,000 feet, QNH 1023, speed 210 knots, Scala 2016.
Why are we not on...
Aquila 26, descent 5,000 feet, QNH 1023.
There we go.
QNH 153, Kilo 26.
There we go. There we go. It's set now. Okay, that was a bit of a...
Scandinavian 723.
Scandinavian 723, descent 2,500 feet, turn left heading 220, cleared.
Okay, let's go standard barometric pressure. As he gave us a flight level.
Left 220, descent 2,500 and cleared for ILS, 19 right. Scandinavian 723.
Yeah, going through that cloud layer. I turned on the boots as well as the prop ice.
Alpha 14, when shall I expect taking off?
Alpha Lima 14 when you have set squawk 5713.
Landing and taxi lights off. Wing lights. Yeah.
Skella Nordic 2016, flying 140.
Heading 140, Skella 2016.
Alpha Lima 14 have a fixed squawk code now. I had the 5723, sorry, but I'm ready for departure.
Alpha Lima 14, winds 070 degrees 7 knots, runway 08, to right turn departure, clear for takeoff.
Coming up through 9,000 feet.
Going 08 right, departure, clear for takeoff. Alpha Lima 14.
Scandinavian 867 with information Bravo, request clearance to Gardermoen.
First Aquila 26, flying 360.
13113.
Oscar Bravo Lima, contact Sweden, control 131.130.
131.130. Good evening, Oscar Bravo Lima. There we go. That was timely. Sweden Control, good evening. Oscar Hotel Papa Bravo Lima with you, climbing through 9,000 feet for flight level 120.
Oscar Hotel Papa Bravo Lima, identified, climb flight level 120.
Climb flight level 120, Oscar Bravo Lima. Okay. Set. Okay, let's have a look at our checklist again.
Sierra Lima Alpha, when ready, descend 2,000 feet, cleared ILS approach, runway 16.
Okay, after takeoff checklist, landing gear is up, 3 greens. Your damper
We're ready to descend
is
2,000
on.
feet, cleared ILS.
The landing lights and taxi
runway
lights are off.
16,
Ice protection
Sierra Lima Alpha.
as required. Flaps 0. Climb power has been set. Pressurization is pressurizing. Well, it's not pressurizing, but we are only going up to flight level 120, so we're okay. We'll be level in 1,000 feet. And engine instruments checked. So we're good. We've got 92% on NG. And there's 1,000 to go. Outsell.
Lufthansa 8 Lima Tower, expecting top of descent in 3 minutes south.
Torque is 32%, 32.9. Was it 32? That's 320.
Hello,
328 pounds of torque. The ITT is 70.9. And there goes capturing.
Hello, 125, this is for descent.
Oh, that's a sharp capture. But that is a smart capture. Look how cleanly. Wow, I'm impressed. That was a clean capture. Right, now let's just throttle back a bit.
Hello, 125, did you copy?
Scandinavian 335, direct TED. Contact Stockholm approach 126.650.
Let's come back
Direct
to
TED on Stockholm approach 126.655, Scandinavian 335, hey roll.
87.5 on the NG. Should be fine.
Hello, 125, did you copy?
Phew.
We are ready for descent.
Lufthansa 8 Lima Tower, we're expecting descent in
So
2
one of the
minutes
things that caught me off guard there.
All stations, attention, Sweden Control is now closing. Unicom 122.8, those inbound Stockholm Arlanda can contact Stockholm Control shortly during descent on frequency 126.655. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Okay, over to Unicom. So it's going to be quiet now. We can actually sit and have a chat. And for those of you in the chat, let me know what you thought of the my first VATSIM experience with the PC-12. I think, like I was just about to say before he mentioned what he said, the one thing that caught me off guard on the takeoff roll was that as soon as I whacked in the autopilot, the aircraft yanked around onto the heading of 160 before I'd probably even gotten to the end threshold of the runway, overhead the runway. So it was a very quick right-hand turnout after departure, but I wasn't going to let that phase me. I was just paying attention to flying the airplane. So apart from that, everything's going. I'm not falling out of the sky, and this is the third time I've flown this aircraft. So far, I'm very impressed with this aircraft. It is really well done. What are those green lights down there? Now let me check. Okay, so we've got the DI ice boots and the pusher ice mode, and that's the autopilot trimming. So let's take the de-ice boots off now. Well, actually, if we put the wing light on, yeah, there's no ice buildup as far as we can see. So let's take the oh, it's up here. Let's take the boots off. But I know that it is -20 and we are flying through moisture, so I'm going to leave that on, I think. But the autopilot system works really well. Apart from that weird GPS V-lock issue, I think I had to select the nav source down here, the nav soft key, for the HSI first, and then come up here and then come up here to the autopilot, and then select nav and make sure that was GPS. So I'm not quite sure. That was a little bit of a difficult, sloppy departure, but I should be able to smarten up that flow with practice. How do we feel, folks, on the stream about it so far? Who has it? Who doesn't? Let's see. I should be about an hour and 15 minutes away from Copenhagen at this point. So yeah, looking good. Copenhagen at this point is 119.805. 119.805. Set in standby. Our ground speed is 209. That's not as fast as I expected it to be. But I could push up the throttle if I wanted to. In fact, because it's a cold night, let's push up our torque and our NG. Let's go up to 90. Let's hold 92. I know we'll burn more fuel, but it's not a long flight, and we do have reserves. We've got half tanks, and this I was doing longer flights down in Australia earlier today, and yeah, I was having no problems. So how do I reduce the brightness of my my PFD? Let me see. Is it this here? Yes, there it is. Perfect. I think, at least. If I was to whack that all the way up, what would that look like? No, that doesn't make a difference. Okay. We could have a look around. We could flick the sunlight on and just have a look what's outside. Yeah, so we're rolling through all sorts of moisture. Yeah, so we're rolling through all sorts of moisture, which is a good reason why to have that prop de-ice on. So, transition altitude, altimeter standard, we did that. Let's go to the cruise checklist. Cruise power has been set. Fuel is sufficient and balanced. It is. Engine instruments have been checked. Our ITT is looking good in the green and looking stable. Our fuel flow is high, but then we're not up at cruise altitude. We're only down at 12,000 feet. If we were at 28,000 feet, then our fuel flow properly pulled back would be, you know, 300 pounds an hour. But we're up at 537, which again I still feel is fine for our flight, and I'd rather get there sooner rather than later, so I'll be all right. So cabin pressure stable. Yeah, we had no problems with the cabin pressure. Again, that's as per being down at flight level 120. And cabin temperature is appropriate. Now, there it is. That's the cabin temp, 18 Celsius, which is peachy. And then the next checklist is the descent checklist, which is where we check the cabin pressurization and rate, which we wouldn't need to do. And then the transition level will be setting the local barometric pressure at Copenhagen. And then the approach checklist. So pretty quiet on the checklist front there. And I did have a fiddle around early today with the this tablet. The tablet seems to be pretty bad. I mean, there's like a plastic strip which hides most of the touch buttons. I don't think there's any ability, as I still need to work on this a bit, and I don't know this tablet at all, but I'll figure that out in time. Now that we're in cruise, let's bring in the dome lights. Okay, so the floodlights. I suppose the floodlights aren't bad. The issue with the floodlights is the PFD or the MFD, whatever you want to call it, is just a bit too blown out. So if we turn those off, the floods, and put the dome on, pop the dome on, but then the dome doesn't really, well, it does a little bit. Yeah, the dome reflects a little bit up into these areas.
EGPWS system OK.
Oh. Yo, dudes, I think we should have done that way back. Lols. Never mind. All is good. Gen 1 and Gen 2. I wonder why Gen 2 is putting out so much less direct current than Gen 1. Okay, so let's do some VNAV planning. So a target waypoint, let's go, is let's see. I go hide. What was it? What do I need to go on? Flights. Oh, I just clicked that. Okay. So as I come down in here, Urpuck is kind of where no. Oh, I see. Urnov. That's quite far away from actually. Okay, so at Urnov, let's go look at the SID that we have in for. Yeah, let's go have a look at the SID for this. Erno 2 Alpha. Let's go have a look at this. I wanted to look at the charts. What's it telling me? Okay. Flight level 110. We're basically 120, so we need to be no higher than flight level 110. So we only need to descend 1,000 feet, and then we're at the correct speed for correct altitude for Urnov, and then at Urpuck we need to be 4,000 feet. So Gen 2 is a standby while Gen 1 is the main. Gen 2 is also a lot less powerful, so running Gen 2 alone will eventually lead to your batteries draining. Thank you. The PC-12 also prioritizes the first gen you turn on, which is why it is so important that you turn Gen 1 on first. A man with knowledge. Or a woman with knowledge. Thank you very much, Epicness 20. As opposed to Epicness 19 or 18. What have we got here? Terrain inhibit. I'm not going to worry about that. Okay, so Urnov, yeah, let's say 11,000 feet, because that's just what it gives us. Yeah, descend in 49 minutes. We've got no problems there. So I'm just going to pause track IR, and we have easily half an hour. We've easily got half an hour of Unicom before we get set up for the approach into Copenhagen, and I can see right now that Copenhagen ATC has gone offline. You know what? One of these days, I really need to fly on an actual event where I am assured that the ATC will actually be there when I arrive. Having said that, Scandinavia is pretty well staffed. East Mids and Birmingham, Manchester's online, Stansted's online, Edinburgh's online. We could have done, but you know, the could have beens, could have dones. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to quickly use the bathroom and potentially grab another cup of tea. So while I do that, everyone, talk amongst yourself. In fact, I will just get rid of that, and I will be back forthwith. So don't go away. Okay, I am back. There we go. All set. So, I know it's kind of Torp Sandefjord has air traffic control online. I could be really cheeky and just divert into Torp, but you wouldn't do that. I would go. You see where I am. Torp Sandefjord, it has ATC, and Copenhagen doesn't. That's just brilliant. I could divert, but I have no reason to divert, so I'm going to just maintain my current plan. So we're rocketing along at SimWorks is saying I'm going 253, but my GTN 750 says I'm going ground speed of 231. I suppose that's true airspeed versus, yeah, that's probably true airspeed versus ground speed. VATSIM and the controllers might be getting. You know what? I mean, we could do... Since there's no air traffic control, we're not really as realistic as I would like. So maybe we should fly in the daytime. At least we can sit and watch something. Okay, now VATSIM's saying my speed is 231, which is much more accurate. So I don't know, maybe that's just a VATSIM glitch or something. So 47 minutes remaining. Would be nice if another controller logged on, but there we are. Just loaded up flight now, and for some reason all my camera binds no longer work. Oh, that's weird. I don't usually do custom camera binds and stuff. I don't have custom cameras set up in the cockpits and stuff that where I can flick back and forward between different things. I just usually sit in the pilot seat, but I know I can maneuver around the cabin. It's kind of weird. They're all a bit animated. Yeah, that's a nice shot. Look at that. Beautiful. I mean, that is quite creepy how realistic even that is. Does that work? Oh, no way. They work. Is that reflected on the outside? If I close those two on the right hand side. No way. Oh, that's cool. That is so cool. I love this aircraft. That is really cool. I'm not gonna try and ah, sweet, that's all movable. Oh, I'm in cruise now, obviously. Duh, I should one thing I didn't do is take those off. So now with those off, yeah, those lights are extinguished. Sweet. I really like this aircraft as like a bizjet. Ooh, look at that. I really do like this. I think this is going to be my quote-unquote bizjet, rather than it being a jet. It's a prop jet. It's a biz prop. A biz prop. This is my biz prop. Everything works, even the toilet. You can open all the doors and even the engine cowling and hellhole. Yeah, you can also close your inertial separator and get an extra 6 knots of speed. Nice. I'm gonna go check out the toilet. I don't know about you guys, but I'm gonna go check that out. How do I open that? Wait. Oh, I see. So that is literally the... Oh. Yo. Thank you. All done. And then how do I How do I... How do I open this door up again? Oh, okay. Oh, I see. Oh. Oh, I see. Yo. Engineering. What an absolute... Oh. Oh, look. Oh. Look, my beverages. Oh. Sorry, I don't have the move backwards button bound right now. Oh, wow. I mean, yes. What's in those? Are they whiskeys? No, they must be apple juice and water or something. What an... Oh my. Yeah. Oh, I remember earlier on I was... No, not that. You can go back. I was actually grabbing hold of the chair. Drag drawer. Yes. Oh my goodness. Dinner time, guys. Oh.
Cargo door.
Yo. No, we're not doing that. I was afraid of doing that earlier on. What else have we got here? I think that's everything. Oh. Nope. Yeah, I think that's everything there. Yeah, okay. Yeah, he doesn't have a... Oh. Yeah, we don't want to do that. He doesn't have a table. Oh, there we go. Adjust passenger seat. Yeah, that's cool. Just gives them a little bit more space. Oh. Wow. What an aircraft. Let's put these tables back now. Yo, dudes, I am impressed. I think you've unlatched the cargo door, yeah. That toilet is not a great experience for the passenger or pilot. No. Can you imagine? No, I know I'm not going to imagine. Sorry. No. That is not an imagination that I will tolerate. Job done. Okay, back in the seat. After champagne, etc. Yeah, this is the executive layout. I'd be interested, I'll have to fly the non-exec layout as well. But one thing I do know is that the PC-12 is used by the Australian Air Ambulance Doctor Service. Australia? Yeah, Royal Flying Doctor Service, here we go, of Australia. Or at least I think, yeah, it's in Australia. and they use there you go. Oh, they use Pilatus PC-12 as well. That's a jet. That's cool. I've not seen that. Cool. Yeah, this is what I'm looking at. I really want a livery for this, because I would be flying this all over Australia on VATSIM and stuff. That's what I want a livery of. That's the 4-blade version. But beautiful. It'd be interesting to see. I obviously they've not given us an internal layout other than exec, non-exec, and I think an empty cargo version. Maybe, I'm not sure. Excuse me, I'll have to look. But that is super cool. Okay, so map-wise, we're getting closer to our top of descent. 26 minutes, and then we'll descend at like 1,000 feet, if that. They're currently working on a medical version. Oh, yes. Oh, that's so good to hear. That is so cool. I'm really looking forward to that. That's what I'll be flying all over Australia. But yeah, this is basically like, this is my version of a bizjet that I would fly on this YouTube channel. Because it's a propeller aircraft, and yeah, I can still fly it VFR anywhere I want. It's still a total bush strip VFR aircraft if I want it to be. So, but it can also go almost up to 2,000 nautical miles. I was doing some pretty long legs. I was doing some pretty long legs today across Australia. And SimBrief was giving me, I wonder if there's a custom SimBrief profile for this. I'm gonna look. SimWings PC-12 SimBrief profile. I don't see one yet. Let's go to their official website. SimWorks Studios. Free extras. Panel mods. Manual specifications. No. Reviews. Information. Liveries. Visual features. Propeller vortices. I saw that. That was really cool. They've done a lot. Liveries. Flight model and systems. Exceptional stability in inclement weather. Correct handling response. Realistic. Yeah, so one thing I have noticed about this aircraft is it feels really heavy. But it's not. It's just that the way they've mapped the controls, you have to push a lot more on the stick to get it to move compared to other aircraft, which I actually prefer. Usable circuit breakers. Yeah, I don't see a customized SimBrief profile yet. They are making one for SimBrief as well, just not out yet. Okay, yeah. Sounds like you're far more up on this than I am, evidently. But thank you for your help. it's just beautiful. I really like it. I'll be doing a lot of flying in this, I think. It's refreshing to find an add-on in Flight Simulator that is polished out of the gate on day one. You don't see these often, I feel. Only from people like PMDG, Phoenix, A2A obviously is up there, along with Just Flight, and then that's kind of it. Everyone else seems to be releasing stuff that's in beta or alpha or whatever. Let's just have a look. Okay. We've got Gothenburg Tower is on, but Copenhagen is currently still offline. But, I mean, it's probably a good thing. It'll give us the ability to set up for the approach properly and get set up and sorted when we, at our own pace. We can set up for the star and we can set up the approach without all of a sudden being given radar vectors by ATC, and then it screws up our whole approach. The 2 approaches and landings I've made in this already have been interesting. Pusher ice mode. No. That's not related to the ice mode. Pusher ice mode. I don't know. Oh, that's the fire test we should have done like at the very beginning of the video. I remember that now. Oh. And it's reasonably priced. Yeah, I mean, I was surprised. That did surprise me. But then, with something being this reasonably priced, it kind of, I mean, you're kind of trying to hit for a certain, oh, what did I do? Cabin door handle, that's bad. Did I try and open the cabin door? Well, it's not oh. Did I just pop out the... You know what? I'm not going to go back there and touch anymore. I'm just not going to do that. Yeah, the idea with the pricing there, I think, is strategic. With a lower price, a lot more people are going to pick it up, as opposed to, create something, spend so much time creating something, and then price it at like £135, and then like 6 people buy it. It might be amazing, but if only 6 people buy it, you've just wasted all that time and money in development, and you've not seen a profit. So actually, in pricing it cheaper, they actually, in the long run, will probably make more because more people will buy it. I don't know. I don't know about that logic, but it could be potentially factored into their thinking. Also, of course, the issue is that, and this is a nice thing to see in Flight Simulator, is that Flight Simulator has blossomed and exploded since the advent of Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. Back when it was just P3D and X-Plane, like the flight simming community was pretty small, quite exclusive, and when a really good add-on was developed, they had to charge a lot for it because they knew not a lot of people were going to buy it because it's such a small pool of people. But what with Xbox and other things, there's so many more people in the hobby now that a good developer can get into the space, spend hard-earned time, hours, man hours developing something that's good quality, put it out there for a cheaper price than they would have done 5 years ago before this platform was even here, and they might actually make more money than they would have back then, even though back then they would have priced it higher, if that makes sense. So that's good to see. Anyway, I'm really looking forward to, I know I don't feature it on my channel, but I am looking forward to the Phoenix IAE engine update. As I do fly the A320 offline. And I'm also I'm just looking forward to anything else the A2A drop. B377, Connie. Oh, I can't wait for more vintage airliners in the sim. I feel like by the time we get more good solid vintage airliners in the sim, the advent, 2024 will be here, MSFS 2024, and everyone will be jumping on that showboat. But I don't think I'm going to immediately jump on 2024. I've got it going so well in this sim that I think I'm actually going to probably hold off a bit until I see that most of my current add-ons are working and running in 2024 before I jump in. And then at that point I might do a complete system overhaul, and I might wipe everything on the computer, or try to do a complete clean install of like Windows 11 or something, or because I'm on 10 at the moment, so I don't know what Windows 11 is like compared to Windows 10, but I'm not, in general Windows usering, I'm not particularly eager to just jump on the bandwagon the second that they drop a new operating system, it being Windows and all. So here's one thing I think they could fix in the sim, right? Here's gonna be a little bit of a gripe. You see the heat blur effect. Now I saw this pretty much probably the first time I ever opened the sim and took something out for a flight. The heat effect coming out of the exhaust, it's all very well and lovely. It really is, don't get me wrong, it is. But that heat effect is wobbling at what looks like the speed of 30 knots. That looks like heat distortion that's coming out of the exhaust at the speed of 30 knots. Now at over 200 knots indicated, that would not be wobbling in that manner. That would literally just be a pure, unbroken jet stream of blur coming out of the exhaust and moving down the side of the aircraft. It wouldn't be wobbling around like that, like you're only taxiing at 20 or 30 knots down the runway. So the speed of that wobble, that could be, because that is kind of immersion breaking to me, particularly this weird artifacting along the rim of the I think that's probably that's my graphics settings most likely, but not much I can do about that right now. So the pusher is just something that pulls the yoke forward to get you out of the stall. Yeah. When you use prop heat, it enters an ice mode, which makes the pusher activate at higher speeds. Ah, I see. Okay, so basically, when you use prop heat, it enters an ice mode that makes the pusher activate at a high speed. Yeah. So that's basically. I can't remember right now off the top of my head what aircraft it is, what other aircraft has a similar situation where if you have icing conditions, it adds an extra 5 knots to your stall speed margin. I think the Airbus automatically does that on final approach, and maybe the Boeing does as well, but I can't quite remember. Anyway, we got a contrail up high. It's nice to see some other VATSIM traffic in the area. Right. You know what? We could just descend to 11,000 feet. I'm going to come off altitude hold, and I'm going to go VNAV. And I'm going to descend at 500 feet per minute, and I'm going to go back to 11,000 and arm that so it knows to stop at 11,000. I really like the autopilot. It's a really accurate, stable, competent piece of kit. But it's very interesting. It's not like any other flight deck I've ever seen before. You know, this isn't anything like I've seen before. This thing down here, like that, this is not anything I've seen before. The way you have to select, I suppose my previous knowledge of Bombardier, Boeing, Airbus, McDonnell Douglas, what other manufacturers have I flown? Piper, Cessna, yeah, Lockheed. All of those things go together, and you get to the point in your simming life where you jump into a brand new airplane, and within a couple of flights, you've pretty much got a handle of where everything is in the cockpit and what it does and why it does what it does. There's a kind of methodology about that I find interesting. And Pilatus, I've never flown a Pilatus before. This is my first time, so it's kind of interesting to get a feel for how something like this ticks. I was researching the power plant earlier today, and the power plant is, well, this is a there we go, leveling out. This power plant is a derivative of the same power plant that the Carenado 208 Caravan uses. So that kind of gives you an idea of the same sort of. Also the Twin Otter. The Twin Otter has 2 of these strapped to its wings. So okay, let's just have a look. We're supposed to be 11,000 by Ernov, which is what we are. Do we have altitude constraints in here? No, we do not. Ernov, let's go 11,000 feet. Enter. Save. Okay. And right, let's now that we don't have, now that we're closer and we don't have any VATSIM to tell us what to do, let's give ourselves our own star. So let's give ourselves runway 4 left. Let's actually just pull up the METAR for Copenhagen and just double check the wind, which is, it's 2 knots, it's 2 degrees Celsius, and it's coming from about 065-ish, 070. Overcast at 1200, few at 400, misty at 2 Celsius, QNH 1018. Visibility is 4 kilometers, so it is misty, and a runway approach of 04 is favorable. So, having looked at that, let's then go to our flight plan. So arrival is Erno 2 Alpha. Erno 2 Alpha on runway 04 left, correct. Load arrival. So that's been loaded in, and you can see thankfully for us, look, Ernov, 11,000 feet. Yeah, Ernov, 11,000 feet. Irpuk, 4,000 feet, and those were based off of our chart what we were expecting. So now that we've got those waypoints in, we can go and we can look at Irpuk and say, I love this PMS 750, it's amazing. Irpuk 4,000 feet. So let's go to utilities, VNav, and now we have Irpuk. Hit that, and at Irpuk we want to be 4,000 feet. Set. And if we're descending at, let's say 1,000 feet per minute. Let's begin our descent in 12 minutes, basically. So that's all nice. The only thing it doesn't really have, as far as I'm aware, is like full automated VNav, which is a bit sad. Yeah, the glide point there, you have a green glide point. I have done an RNAV approach in this earlier today, which was a lot of fun to see that in operation, but I've not done a full ILS approach yet, because out in Australia they don't really have ILSs anymore. They have a ton of RNAV approaches, but not ILSs. So unless you're at Sydney, so or bigger places, of course. So we will look forward to an ILS approach in this. Mike Alpha, November Charlie, India Tango Yankee. That is a very short name. Hi, do you have the PMDG 737-8, and do you know how to turn off all the failures in the FMC? I do have that aircraft, and no, I do not know how to turn off all the failures in the FMC, unfortunately. I have always had the standard operating failures set to normal, but actually I've never had anything in the PMDG fail on me dynamically, which is a bit sad because apparently that's actually modeled, but I've never had that happen to me, which you kind of think, you know. It's not like A2A where you've got, you know, proper dynamic engine, like they model each individual cylinder and the lifespan of that cylinder. Just phenomenal. Phenomenal work. I cannot wait. I just cannot imagine what an A2A Simulations Lockheed Constellation or 377 would be like in Microsoft Flight Simulator with AccuSim 2.0 running in the background, dynamically handling all of that engine, you know, dynamic engine coding and lifespan and health and such, with captain of the ship, all the dynamic crew and the captain's log, and I would so love that back in this platform. I do have prepared 3D version 3 installed simply to fly the 377, but it's so glitchy and buggy. P3D version 3 is horrible. It's a 32-bit 32-bit operating application on a 64-bit machine. Like, it's just buggy as. I don't like it. So sadly, I've not flown the 377 in a long time. Maybe I should try again, actually. Maybe I should give it a second attempt, or a third attempt, or a fifth attempt, now that I updated my motherboard software. My motherboard operating system was causing me blue screens a while back, and I didn't know what it was, and I found the root cause was my motherboard operating system needed updating, and now I have stability back, which is great. So anyway, so we have 19, we've got 18 or 19 nautical miles to go to Ernov, and that's the 11,000 restriction. So at Ernov we will begin descending to 4,000. Set. And this will tell us how steep to begin descending to be level by Ernov at 4,000. which is currently saying 430. I'd say by the time we get over the next waypoint, we should be about 500 feet per minute, which is fine. Getting closer to Copenhagen now. Haven't heard anyone on Unicom. Still on 122.8. Just pause track IR and have a look at VATSIM. Because it is... we do have tower. Yes, we have someone on. Okay, so we've got tower online now. And ATIS. Right, let's have a look at the ATIS. So the Copenhagen ATIS is... Copenhagen Departure Information Alpha. Oh, that's departure. Oh, I want arrival. Here we go. Arrival information is Alpha. At 2020 Zulu. Expect ILS approach. Runway news for landing is 04 left. Yep. 04 left. Expect Alpha stars. Okay. Yes, I have an Alpha star. That's what I've got. Transition level is transition is 60. 070 at 5 knots, 4,000. BR QNH 1018. New stars in effect with an ATC ERIC 22100. Make sure you have updated your database. No, I'm on 2211. I'm pretty sure. Just double check. Oh, I'm even higher than that. I'm 2312, so should be okay. That is good. So that's information alpha, and he is 118.105. So let's go 118. Oh, sorry, no, 108. No, 118.105. 118.105 set. That should be a big contrail. What a beautiful aircraft. Yeah, at least we got someone. Oh, we've got someone out 24 nautical miles ahead of us. About 23 nautical miles ahead of us. Oh, that's going to be the A320 at 6,200 feet. No? No, it's saying he's level with us, and we're 12,000 feet. So who is that? I don't quite know. There we are. Okay, so we're just passing Urnov now, so let's begin our descent. Let's go 600 feet per minute. Okay. So let's go, come off altitude hold, and let's push in and go 600 feet per minute, engage. We can see 600 feet per minute there. Let's go back to altitude and arm. And as we do that, let's just gradually pull off the power, because we don't want to really overspeed. Well, to be honest, with an aircraft like this, it's like the Dash 8. There's really no danger of overspeeding in a turboprop, because all you need to do is pull the power out, and then you literally slow down like you've hit a brick wall. In my experience. So yeah, all is going well. We could preemptively tune over to tower, but I feel like it's quite... Oh, hello. I feel like it's... Oh, that is the A340. I feel like it's quite premature to tune tower at this point. So... look at that wintry situation down there, given to us by Rex AccuSeason. Beautiful. I have so little to complain about in this sim. The performance is amazing. Everything's just on point. We just need vintage stuff, that's all. Just need ourselves a DC-4. We need ourselves an Argonaut, which should be coming fairly relatively one of these months, one of these years, from Flight Replicas. We need someone to do a Bristol Britannia. We need someone to do the Boeing 377 Stratocruiser, and we need someone to do the Connie. Not the Super Connie, that was crap. Red Wings, that was crap. We need 808 to come back with the L049 Lockheed Constellation. Okay, so being that we're now in the descent phase, cabin pressurization is the descent checklist, which is fine. We don't really have anything to do in changing the cabin pressurization. Excuse me. Coming down through 10,000 feet now, let's get the landing lights on. Oh. So landing lights going on. And let's get the fasten seatbelts and no smokings. And then the approach checklist is the next one that we've got to go. Coming down through 8,000 feet, we're going to go local barometric pressure, which is going to be on the approach ATIS for Copenhagen gives me 1018, which is set. I like individual barometric pressures, very good. This, I tell you what, this aircraft would be absolutely epic with your controls, shared cockpit. I would so enjoy flying this shared cockpit with someone. It is a really good aircraft for that, if we could get that to work. We're not descending at 600 feet per minute. We are now, but 800, it says 800 now. So 800. Yeah. Okay, so let's pop in the approach, which is going to be 04 left. Set. Load approach. Yeah, there we go. And the frequency for that, ILS glide slope runway 04, is actually automatically set for us 110.5. So we didn't have to manually go and get that ourselves, which was nice. Let's just throttle back slightly. What an aircraft! What a time of day to fly, and what a sim! We just really need weather radar to work, don't we? Properly. We need proper weather API to work. And the I think the real world weather by Asobo is kind of working better than it used to, but it's still, I don't still think it's 100%. Okay, so when we get close to turning onto the ILS, we will go to heading hold, and then we will select. No, we'll keep it on nav. We'll keep it on nav, and then we'll select. We'll activate the approach in the GTN 750, and then press the approach. Arm the approach on the autopilot. Okay, it is at this point which I feel confident going over to the...
A very good evening to you. Wind is 070 degrees, 5 knots, runway 04 left, clear to land.
Clear to land, runway 04 left.
He sounds friendly. Sounds like a friendly controller. So we've got landing lights on. So let's just prep the approach checklist. It's going to be recognition lights need to be on, which they are already on. Radios and nav aids set and identified. They are already. Altimeters have already been set. Pressurization has already been set. Internal separator needs to be open. That's the internal SEP I saw earlier on. I can't remember where I saw that though. Internal SEP. That it rings a bell. That rings a bell. Anyway, and then crew and approach briefing needs to be completed. Internal separator. Overhead panel on the right. Ah! It's already open. Okay. Yes. So that checklist item said open. Make sure it's open on approach. So that's already set. So pretty much our approach checklist is almost completely done already. So actually, having a look at that, we are getting significantly close. We are here. Also, let's just grab our approach plate and look at the, while it loads, dismiss, dismiss, EKey 8. Okay, let's open this up. Let's get the approach for 04 left, ILS. What is the altitude? 3,000 for the end of the ILS. So Baslow. Baslow? Is that Baslow there? Where's Baslow? No, well, Baslow is 9 point... No, that is just about Baslow. 3,000. Okay. 3,000. So I might as well just go down to 3,000. Set. Yeah, that's what I said earlier. So in cruise above 10,000, you want to close that up to gain extra performance. Okay, so that I should have closed that up. Okay. It also improves engine life by blocking any dirty air from going through the engine. I see. So it's kind of like the difference between ram and sheltered air for turbos. Maybe. That's the thing with ram air is that you risk potential contamination of the power plant. Because it's direct and forceful, as opposed to sheltered, which is usually for... No, sheltered is for high altitude. Sheltered is for high altitude in colder situations, because it routes the air through the wing and warms it up slightly before it goes in. No, I can't remember. Yeah, sheltered is for high altitude.
Castrop Tower, Red 67 Papa is on blocks. Thank you and see you next time.
Right now, 67 Papa, thank you for flying this. Very good evening.
Same from Lufthansa Cargo 8355, goodbye.
Okay, so we don't have any other
Lufthansa Cargo 8355, thank you very much and thank you for flying.
Yeah, we don't have any other aircraft around at the moment, which is good. So we have a pretty much direct route into... So I'm going to go heading hold right now, and then while holding nav.
And same thing for Postman and Whiskey on the blocks. Have a great evening. See ya.
Yeah, there you go.
Postman and Whiskey. So thank you very much, and have a great evening yourself.
We're on VLOC. So let's start to...
Get wings 90247, Christian start.
Eurowings 90247, pushing start approved, lease point Yankee 1, QNH 1018.
Copenhagen Control, good evening sir. Alpine 34 Fox Echo request clearance to partial degree formation Alpha on board.
Here we go, guys.
Alpine 34 Foxtrot Echo Castrop Tower, stand by. I was just in a push clearance. Eurowings break, Eurowings 90247. Did you get the push?
Yeah, of course. Push start approved, lease point Yankee 1, QNH 1018, Eurowings 90247.
Alpine 34 Foxtrot Echo, ready to copy clearance?
Ready to copy Alpine Fox Echo.
Alpine 34 Foxtrot Echo, you are cleared to Paris Charles de Gaulle via the Lango 2 Alpha departure, runway 04 right, squawk 1445.
Status approved, Lango 2 Alpha, runway 04 right, squawk 1445, Alpine 34 Foxtrot Echo.
Alpine 34 Foxtrot Echo, feedback is correct. Break, slot 010, welcome to Castrop, join Alpha, hold short runway 12.
Yeah, taxi Alpha, hold short runway 12.
Ready for pushing start Alpine 34 Foxtrot Echo.
Alpine 34 Foxtrot Echo, pushing start approved, lease point Whiskey 3, QNH 1019.
Lease point Whiskey 3, QNH 1019, Alpine 34 Fox Quebec.
Okay, arm the approach. And let's bring the speed down and bring in flaps 15. We're going to go for a flaps 30 approach. Okay, this is where the rubber hits the road. Reducing speed, I want the speed below 150. There is the localizer establishing. Flaps 15. Copenhagen Tower, good evening. Oscar Bravo Lima with you. Established 04 left. 11.9 nautical miles.
Oscar Bravo Lima, Castrop Tower, a very good evening to you. Wind 080 degrees 5 knots, runway 04 left, clear to land.
Clear to land, runway 04 left, Oscar Bravo Lima, thank you. Okay, got the clearance to land.
And lot 010, taxi to stand Alpha 18 via Alpha, runway 30, Kilo 3 and Lima.
Double check, the approach checklist is complete. Yep. Before landing checklist, landing gear, right, let's...
Lot 010, cross runway 12, stand number gate.
The ILS, there's the ILS coming in. There it is.
Please repeat.
Lot 010, turn left onto runway 30.
Okay, left runway 30.
There it is.
Tower, very good evening. It's Kalinka 454, information up on board, requesting to Hamburg.
Skyling 454, Castle Tower, a very good evening to you. You are clear to Hamburg via the Copex to Alpha departure. Disregard Skylink 454. The Copex to Alpha is only for turboprops. Are you a turboprop?
738 Boeing. Skyling 454.
Skylink 454, in that case you are cleared to Hamburg via the Lango 2 Alpha departure, runway 04 right, squawk 1372.
Lango 2 Alpha departure 04 right, 4302, Skyling 454.
Lot 010, hold position.
Lot 010, please again.
Lot 010, taxi to stand Alpha 18 is just straight ahead. Straight ahead.
Okay, we're nose down by 5 degrees.
454, apologies.
2,000 feet.
The squawk is 1372.
1372, Skyling 454.
Skyling 454, repeat correct.
Gear down.
And lot 010, if you just continue straight ahead, you should be able to see
3 greens,
Alpha
locked.
18.
Foot brakes.
Continue Alpha 18.
Testing them, but I'm not seeing any difference in the foot brakes. 30 inches of flaps. Landing flaps are as required. Autopilot and yaw damper will go off presently once I see the ground. Cabin pressurization.
Eurowings 90247, requesting taxi.
Almost zero differential.
Eurowings 90247, taxi holding point
Whoa.
Bravo 3, runway 04 right by Mike Zulu Delta Charlie Bravo, cross runway 12.
I've been given clearance, so I'm going to pop on the taxi. I don't want to go below 100 knots, not until I see the runway.
My headset was broken for a minute.
1100
please again
feet.
for Eurowings 90247.
Eurowings 90247, of course, taxi holding point Bravo 3, runway 04 right via Mike Zulu Delta Charlie Bravo, cross runway 12.
Mike Zulu Alpha Charlie Delta Bravo.
What an approach.
Course 12 Bravo 3, 04 right.
Wow.
Eurowings 90247.
Eurowings 90247, almost Mike Zulu Delta Charlie Bravo.
Okay, I see the
Mike
threshold.
Delta Charlie Bravo, course 12 Bravo 3, 04 right. Thank you very much. Eurowings 90247.
Okay, 680, autopilot going off. Yaw damper going off. Before landing checklist is complete. And let's just place the aircraft on the runway now. And this is where that really fine-tuned handling really comes into its own, because you're not trying to make tiny minute adjustments.
Area for treatment.
You can afford to make
Alpine 34 Foxtrot Echo, taxi to holding point Bravo 3, runway 04 right via Whiskey Romeo Bravo,
now.
cross runway 12.
Glide slope, a little bit above, correct.
Taxiing holding point Whiskey 3, runway 04
Correcting.
right via
Corrected.
Bravo 3,
On profile.
cross runway 12 via Whiskey,
Okay.
and runway Bravo Alpine.
Going visual now. Now it's just about putting it down in the touchdown zone.
Almost. Taxi to holding
5 knot
point Bravo
from the right
3
hand side.
via Whiskey Romeo Bravo, cross runway 12.
Taxiing holding point Bravo 3 via Whiskey Romeo Bravo, cross runway 12 Alpine 3 for Fox Echo.
Correct.
Flare.
Skyling 454, request push and start.
Skyling 454, push and start approved, lease point Romeo 1, facing north, QNH 1019er.
Push and start approved, facing north, QNH 1019, Skyling 454.
Lot 010 number gate Alpha 18, thank you for good transfer, bye bye.
Lot 010, thank you for flying to Kastrup.
Okay. Phew. That was fun. Let's just vacate on something. Alpha 7. And Oscar Bravo Lima is vacated 04 left via Alpha 7.
Trim.
Oscar Bravo Lima, welcome to Kastrup. Do you have a preferred stand?
No, happy with wherever you want to put me.
Oscar Bravo Lima, in that case we will put you as our distinguished guest at the Whiskey 1 via Alpha, runway 30 and Foxtrot 2.
Thank you very much. That is Whiskey 1 via Alpha, runway 30 and Foxtrot 2 for Oscar Bravo Lima. Okay, we now actually have to find that. So we're on Alpha right now. I really enjoyed that. That was really good. And that was a lovely little approach. And again, the handling characteristics of the PC-12 is different than any other aircraft I've flown in MSFS. It's not as half as sensitive as any other aircraft I've flown. So you kind of start to tentatively put in those control inputs and then realize that that's not enough, and then you start having to like manipulate the controls a bit more, which in real life I like that, because in real life you would physically be moving the controls a bit more than I do my tiny little joystick here on the top here. So let's just take stock of the situation and not tax it 37 knots. So I need to be runway 30, which he's giving me, which is there, and then Foxtrot 2. Okay. Oh, I see. Oh, cool.
And Bravo, Alpine 34 Fox Echo.
Oh, he's giving me...
Alpine 34 Foxtrot Echo, Kastrup Tower.
I've never been up. I've never been up here, Foxtrot 2, before.
Can I taxi toward the ice area, please?
That's going to be interesting. Actually, I really should have. Alpine
had that 34 Foxtrot Echo, affirmative. Taxi to de-icing area via take a right onto Charlie, and then a left onto Delta.
Right on Charlie and left Delta, Alpine 34 Foxtrot.
Oh, that is exclusive. That makes me feel very special. Whiskey 1. No one else gets that. Okay.
Munich Tower, good day, November Alpha Papa 204, radio check.
So condition level is ground idle. Flaps are up, exterior lights are as required.
Tower, very good evening, VQ5.
Yep.
Skylink 454 request.
Ice protection needs to go off now, so let's bring that off.
Skylink 454, taxi holding point Bravo 3, runway 04 right via Romeo and Bravo, cross runway 12.
Bravo 304 right,
radar on standby, trim set for takeoff.
Alpine 34 Foxtrot Echo, give way to traffic from your left to right on Alpha.
Thank you for ground information traffic, Alpine 34 Fox Echo.
Your rings 90247, after departure Monte Unicom 122.8, wind is 080 degrees 5 knots, from 04 right, cleared for takeoff, Hango Tour.
Clear for takeoff 04 right, after departure Unicom 122.8, tak for det, og tak for god ATC, og fortsæt god aften, Euro rings 90247.
Og lige over. Alpine 34 Foxtrot Echo, continue taxi.
Continue taxi, Alpine 34 Foxtrot Echo.
Munich Tower, November Alpha Papa 204 at gate 3 with information Bravo. Request to Gothenburg Airport.
It's a long pause.
November Alpha Papa 204, information Bravo is correct. You are cleared to Gothenburg Landwetter via the Veda 4 Alpha departure, runway 04 right, squawk 0225.
Cleared to Gothenburg Airport with runway 04 left, squawk 0225.
November Alpha Papa 204 negative. You are cleared to your destination via the Veda 4 Alpha departure, runway 04 right.
Oh, he's de-icing. Cool.
Cleared to Gothenburg with 04 right, squawk 0255, November Alpha Papa 204.
November Alpha Papa 204, the SID is the Veda 4 Alpha departure, and squawk is 0225.
Taxiing way too fast on this thing.
Squawk 0225, November Alpha Papa 204.
November Alpha Papa 204, you need to read back the SID Veda 4 Alpha. You need to program it into your computer.
Can you repeat the SID, November Alpha Papa 204?
November Alpha Papa 204, the SID is the Veda 4 Alpha departure.
Can you please speak slower because I didn't understand the SID, November Alpha Papa 204.
Okay, so park brake is set. ECS. Off. Nope, that's manual. Off. Taxi light. Off. Transponder. Off. Cooling and heating. Off. Avionics.
Warning,
Off.
avionic bus.
Yep. Gens. Off.
Warning, essential bus, generator 2.
ITT, stable. Yes, it is stable, 65.1. Condition lever, cut off. There we go. Beacon. Off. Navs can go off as well. EPS switch needs to go off. Control wheel lock installed. I think it's that. Do I? Oh, I have to push it forwards, I think. Nope. I don't know how to put that on there, but okay. Oxygen off, parking brake off. If I put my... Now, I don't know how to do all the rest of those things. Let's have a look at what my landing rate... 51 feet per minute. That's very, very nice. Let's just save that. Let's go. Evening. Hello, Ian. You just catch me at the end of a flight of a single turboprop Pilatus PC-12. Very nice add-on here. Very, very nice indeed. I don't know how to do the chocks and all of those things. Are there buttons in the cockpit for chocks and stuff? Visible chocks. Let me see. Does the shutdown checklist doesn't really help me. It says at the very end, parking brake off, but I assume that would be. Let me see if the manual says anything about chocks. Let's just go pause track IR. Let's go and have a look at here. Automatic when you put the visors back in. Oh. Let's try that. Visors. So. Ah. Ah. Nope. I need the How do I put the control wheel lock in? I love that sound of air. I love that sound. The sounds are really good. Control wheel locks. How do you do the control wheel locks? Gust lock first, then the sunshades go in. So I put those back up. This is real rigmarole here. How do I do the gust lock? Automatic when you put the visors back in. Do I push the gust lock? Do I push the controls all the way forward? Oh, there's a little tab. No? There's that little hole where it goes, but I can't actually... I don't know. So click on it and then you hold it in your hand. What? What? So I'm holding down left click. What is... I have no idea what you're talking about. So click on it and then you hold it in your hand. Okay, so you click once, it's gone from there, so it's theoretically in your hand. Then you just click above. What is the click spot now telling me? It's just telling me yoke visibility. Yoke visibility and adjust pilot pedals are the two click spots I have. Do I have to push it all the way in to then get the click spot? Oh, I don't know. Okay. I'll have to look that one up. But basically, it's kind of weird if that's the only way you can... Oh, I have to... Oh, it was half open when I clicked that in the air. That's bad. Okay, guys. Out you get. So, folks, I really enjoyed that, and I will be doing a lot more flying in this aircraft on VATSIM. And I hope you enjoyed that. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And yeah. I sadly didn't get any icing on the airframe. Let's see, let me just double check if my icing is actually still set. It should still be set. If I go, what is it? Flight model? Data? Traffic, sound, camera. Accessibility? No. Experimental? Maybe it's control options? Assistance options, I think it was. Aircraft systems, gyro drift, aircraft lights. What? Oh, okay. Failure and damage. Icing effect is on. There we go. So it's enabled. But I've just not been fortunate enough to run into any like hardcore icing yet. But there we go. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. Hope you enjoyed that, and I will be doing more content with this aircraft along with the A2A Comanche and F-28 and DC-3 and all good things. So yeah, just taking in the ambiance. Ooh, right. That'll be it from me, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and just disconnect from VATSIM and just start closing down some of these apps here. Let me just go pop this onto this, and have a good evening.